our next speaker will be Andrew from Shoothill from UK, and they do a lot of water level monitoring. So sort of come on.
Yes, right. So
welcome.
Okay. So I'm hoping that the process of transforming my PowerPoint into a PDF went okay. So my name's Andy Dray. I'm the lead developer at Shoothill. That's the intro slide done. So about Shoothill. We were formed in 2006 by Eric Nodland and Rod Plummer to exploit online mapping technologies. We're now the world's leading, or a world leading, data visualization company with many blue chip clients. We've got, so we've got over 400, this is about our highlights and culture, so over 400 jobs completed, huge amount of greenfield development, which is great because we're constantly solving new problems and taking on new challenges. So that means that we're not hanging around with the same code base. First example that I've got for you is our Gauge Map project. Gauge Map reports up-to-date information about river levels and across the country, and we actually won the Open Data Awards, I think. So this is the actual screenshot. Great thing that we've achieved with Gauge Map is we're giving a whole overview of the whole country. So you can see that each gauge is coloured depending on whether it's depending on the actual level of the gauge. Right. So Gauge Map, we've also built an Internet of Things thing. Based on Twitter, so each river level gauge actually has its own Twitter account, which means that it actually tweets its level twice a day. So this is Welsh Bridge, it's the one nearest to where I live in Shrewsbury. So you can see the River Severn, and it's actually tweeting its level every 8 hours. It's got that, a new graph appears on that Twitter gauge. And now I thought I'd talk about Shoothill's transition to open data. When we first started out, all the flood alerts data and so on, we actually had to go and buy it off our government, so thanks. But then we've actually transitioned to open data, which means, so we've got license charges, which we had when in that stopped us actually developing products, because every single person we sold to would need to actually pay a license fee, which was quite annoying. So then we transitioned to open data with flood alerts, and that was launched in 2012. And it's now used by media channels, BBC, Channel 4, and so on. And this is the actual flood alerts interface. You can see that we've turned every single flood polygon into a map layer, and those map layers can change every 15 minutes. So we have to reprocess the layers every 15 minutes. And this is an example of flood alerts in full swing. That's actually picked up by the BBC News 24, and it shows the flooding situation in the UK as a whole, and a lot of media channels actually picked up on that. So this is about how we actually went on to develop flood alerts and how people can benefit from open data. So we developed flood alerts exclusively with our own resources, and at the time of the 2014 flood incident in the UK, it was the only, or de facto, source of flood information. So I thought I was going to be speaking to a load of government types. So this slide is all about why a government agency should open up data. It was boring anyway. Right. So what the advantage here is that the data is now available to anyone. We've actually got open data APIs that supply the data, which means that it's accessible for hobby programmers and anybody else who cares to work with that data. This is my presentation, I don't recognise it. So it encourages economic... so the next thing is about the future of our flood alert system. We're hoping to move it into flood and surface water, so we're hoping to develop a surface water flooding model. Currently, the flood alerts only supports river level flooding. Surface water flooding is actually quite a big problem in the UK. You get a lot of rainfall suddenly occurs, and that can result in a lot of surface water flooding. So we're working with a partner in the UK to deploy a whole, and this is the architecture diagram, with a whole load of rainfall gauges that actually describe or tell us what's going on, and we're going to develop our our rainfall model to predict from the Met Office rainfall data what is actually, or what rain is actually going to fall based on the actual rainfall data, and we'll be able to validate our models with the rainfall sensors that we're actually deploying. And so, in summary, that's it. Hopefully. Sorry about that. I don't do that many presentations.
Yeah, one sentence summary.
Right, so open data has basically, I suppose, enabled our business to move forward without the licensing and really prohibitive restrictions that were in place previously. So,
Excellent.
thank you.